Hey everyone, I'm Lindsey with Indianapolis Best Realty. Have you ever wondered, are there any kind of restaurants in the Indianapolis area that maybe I haven't heard of and that are local and aren't necessarily chains? Well, I'm here to tell you, yes, there are. All right. Here are the 5 restaurants that I would highly recommend to those who don't know anything about Indianapolis or even want to know if there are some hidden gems out there. So come on and take a listen to the 5 restaurants that are hidden in Indianapolis. Tune in for more. Hey guys, I'm Lindsey. I'm a local realtor here in the central Indiana area. If you want anything to do with buying or selling or even investing in this area, please call, text, or email me. You should see the information on the screen or even below in the information section. So, rolling on to the 5 hidden gem restaurants that you didn't know were in Indianapolis. So, let's start with number 5. This is one of the uh, restaurants that I used to go to many, many times. And it's also the restaurant where I proposed to my wife. This is called Iaria's. Okay, Iaria's Italian restaurant. So this is pretty close to downtown. This is a 4th generation family run restaurant. Founded in 1933 by Pete and Antonia Iaria, who actually came here from southern Italy. And then they passed it on to their son, Matthew Iaria, in the 1970s. And then later on to Nick Iaria, who just recently passed away in 2021. And in 2003, there was a little bit of a dispute within the family as it pertained to the restaurant, but it eventually was passed from Nick Iaria to his 4 nephews and niece. So, to give you a little bit of history of the restaurant, I mean, it's been around Indianapolis for eons. It is still fantastic. It was so fantastic, I proposed to my wife there, like I said. So, getting into a little bit of the menu, probably shouldn't do this, but one of the things what's famous about Italian restaurant, the spaghetti and meatballs, and they are no different. They are fantastic. I highly recommend that people come check this place out. It is a very well taken care of, kind of an older building. It is wonderful. The service, you'll see actually one of the family members still works there. I'll let you figure out who that is. Another dish that I would have to say is very signature, especially when it comes to Iaria's, is the chicken piccata. Delicious. My personal favorite, when it's on special, which I was very fortunate here within the last week, it was on special, is their manicotti. All right. So what they like to do with their manicotti is they'll put 3 different sauces on it. And let's see, I think they had a pesto, an Alfredo, and then their marinara sauce. So the way that they do it, it looked like the Italian flag. 1, fantastic presentation. 2, flavors of each of the sauce on top of the manicotti. Next level amazing. And then to follow suit, you always have your desserts, right? What is a traditional Italian dessert? Spumoni and tiramisu. The tiramisu is made in house. Yum! And then they have some other specials, which is actually one of the reasons that drew me in to start. If you're trying to figure out if you like wines, this is a fun place to go to because every Thursday they have half price wine Thursday. So if you go in and you check out their wine list, they usually have a pretty decent selection of different types of wine, whether it's white, whether it's red, whether it's dry, whether it's sweet. You're going to not be disappointed you will be able to talk to some of the staff and they will give you some very positive feedback as it pertains to the wine selection. So you can become your own in-house sommelier by going to a local Iaria's Italian restaurant. Bet you didn't expect that. It's fantastic. I highly recommend it if you're looking for something simple and family oriented while you're in Indianapolis. So, there's your Italian restaurant. Are there any diners maybe I should check out? You're darn tootin' there is. There's one called the Steer Inn. Some people may have seen it on the Food Network on diners, drive-ins, and dives. Yes, it was worth being on the show and it's worth taking a look at. So number 4, the Steer Inn. Founded in 1960, it was called the Lofner's Steer Inn. And within a few years, it was actually bought out by a man named Harold Phillips. You can probably figure out what he named it. Harold's Steer Inn. And it actually stayed that up until about 2007, and it was bought by the Carrer family, and then they called it the Indy's Historic Steer Inn. Wife, when we first met, and then for quite some time after, I guess I went a little overboard in having us go to diners out to eat. And so I had to relax on that for a little bit. And so we were looking one day and she said, why don't we check out this place, Steer Inn? I've seen it on TV shows. You know what I think of this. So anytime I was able to get to a diner, I was pretty excited about it. We went there. Their signature dish, the twin steer burger, slaw, and cream pie. You won't go wrong with that. My personal favorite that they have, which is very hard, and my sister is actually a pretty picky connoisseur, especially when she was younger, of what is called French onion soup. The soup here at Steer Inn, of all things I didn't expect, would just be mouth-watering tastefulness and makes you want to come back. Is next level. All right, French onion soup. Yeah, I didn't expect it. I just ordered it off the menu, not really knowing what I was getting myself into. Now I am hooked. All right, so now I've gone there a few times. I keep getting that soup. And another thing, in case you didn't know about me, big breakfast connoisseur. One of the things I was impressed by is the consistency of not just their service, but the quality of their food. It comes out fresh, great flavor, and it's usually just something that, man, I don't even know how to properly describe it to give them the credit that they're due, that it's just consistent with good flavor, nice and fluffy, depending on if it's eggs, if it's pancakes. I mean, just in the breakfast part of it, it's hard to contend. And I've talked to other members in the restaurant when they're there. I mean, it's a small little drive-in diner, and it is always full anytime you're going in there. So you won't fail to be impressed by what it looks like to just walk in. You're like, man, do I want to check this out? Yes, you do. The service is fantastic. If they mess up, they're going to make it right. And in any kind of business, you want to know, are they going to take care of you? And I'm going to let you know right now, this place will take care of you. Okay? The food is consistent in their delivery, the way it's made. The service is always friendly. My wife has a personal favorite of the beef and noodles. That is usually another fan favorite of theirs. I'm not necessarily suggesting in any of the food that any of these restaurants have. There's many different things on there that I haven't even tried. I want to tell you right now, but I'm probably not going to be disappointed in any of the cuisine that is tried. So, for those who aren't necessarily always interested in Italian, aren't interested in diners, you might be interested in something more oriental from the sea. How about Japanese food? Mori sushi. Okay, so Mori Sushi actually is in the location what used to be called Milano Inn. All right, and so in 2020, Mori Sushi came over and they decided they wanted to bring uh, really modern contemporary. Let's just say they have done themselves well. So they make sushi fresh with the best in quality, high quality ingredients. That's what it says on their website, on their door, and it is to your table. All right. They have actually one of the fun things I like about Mori Sushi is that their menu isn't just like a piece of paper or pamphlet. It's a book. It's straight up a book of their food. All right. So you're opening up a book of everything that they have to order. If you really want to surprise yourself, you're going to want to bring a few people for this. You're going to want to order what they have called the boat. I'll leave it at that. They have a very attentive service. They usually have very sweet people that work there, and they're always willing to serve their customers. They're constantly on top of their people, very sweet. Like I said, you won't be disappointed in this restaurant. Believe it or not, it's actually on the same drag as Iaria's, as I mentioned earlier. All right. So, personal favorite of all things, I love sushi. This is one of the few places I found in the Indy area that had ramen. I fell in love with their ramen. I haven't had anything like it anywhere else. More sushi ramen. Okay. Let alone the sushi, which is fantastic. The ramen. Oh my gosh. What can I say more about that? It's not like the package. This is fresh ramen. It is tasteful, lots of flavor and anything. I mean, it's just loaded down. It looks like something from an anime. Just impeccable. My wife's favorite dish uh, is I think it's translated to called like the pancake dish, or it looks kind of like a pancake, but okonomiyaki. It is very very interesting dish. I think it tastes great, but my wife thinks it tastes even better. All right. So once again, if you're not interested in sushi, you're not interested in diners, you might consider this Italian, of course, but for some people, pizza's pizza, right? Yes, it's Italian, but pizza's pizza. It's hard to go wrong with pizza, right? But I'm gonna tell you right now, pick number two. All right, this is right off the circle of downtown. Been there for many years, and the people that actually bought it because it reminded them of a typical New York slice of pizza. Okay, number two, Giorgio's Pizza was established in 1990, and recently the founder wanted to retire and he sold out. I'm not even trying to say this man's last name, okay? George and Elif, okay? Now, one of the things apparently that they loved about Giorgio's Pizza, like I said, it was a New York slice of pizza. They fell in love with it, would come back, and one of the things that happened, my wife and I went on a date, and she's like, "Hey, we should check this place out," and I'm glad we did. Big old slices of pizza, breadsticks. One of the things I've definitely learned to like, and she loved and would just bottle up, take it home, and drink by itself, is the marinara sauce. It's to die for, apparently. I learned that pretty quick myself. Uh, they actually have about as close as you can to what is considered a calzone in this area. Big honker of breaded, just filled piece of deliciousness. All right. So be prepared for a nice portion when you go in there. Big slice of pizza, big calzone. Downtown, and you're thinking, man, is there anything? Yes. Right off the circle, Giorgio's Pizza. Been there for years. I watched this crazy guy named Lindsey on YouTube, and he says I should get some pizza and I need to get some marinara sauce. What? Maybe wondering what number one is. I've been wondering what number one is too. And let's just get right on into it. As you might can tell, there are many different kinds of cuisines that I have recommended. They're between Italian, between having a diner, which is American food, or even Italian pizza. We're going to really throw some fun in here. And it's just your typical sandwich shop, Don Juan V's sandwich shop. Of all things, this place, I wish they were open more than they were. This business is only open Saturday and Sunday. It is a family-run business. It's Peruvian cuisine. Their bread is made in-house. Their sandwiches are next level. On their website, they say that their best seller is their steak sandwich. But I'm here to tell you, it's not just their sandwiches that you're going to be impressed by. If you've ever heard or know what ceviche is, they make a very unique ceviche with different vegetables in the sauce, in the marinated sauce that they do with the ceviche. My wife and I would go there every weekend for quite some time this summer because my wife from the Northeast or New England, or what you would call East Coast food, she said, and I quote, I have had this on the coast and nothing compares to the flavor and just the dish quality of food like Don Juan V ceviche. And so she would make me go there every weekend so that we would get their ceviche. And she's not wrong, all right? It is delicious. My recommendation, besides getting one of their delicious sandwiches, if you're really wanting to be adventurous, get the ceviche. Try a vintage Coke from Peru, an Inca Cola. It's sweet, it's very delicious. Once again, this place is only open 2 days a week, Saturday and Sunday. Don't even bother trying to go there during the week. They're not going to be open. And surprisingly, we don't know how they're not packed every single day. So you will be able to get in and try food that you probably are going to say the same thing. Why does no one else come here? Why isn't this place around the corner? It is a true diamond of cuisine hidden inside the Indianapolis Loop. And my name is Aaron Lindsey with Indianapolis Best Realty. Please call, text, or email me for any information you would like to have of the Indianapolis real estate market, whether it's to buy, sell, or invest.